Jakob Ingebrigtsen completes the double. Last pod, we talked about the 15. Beat Neil Gorley in what was a entertaining race. Runs a 3,000 and did it with a nice little negative split there. So 359 for the first 1,500, then 340, 59. Beats Adel Michal. Looked like vintage Jakob, especially going against a European field. I didn't really think he'd be challenged over those last couple laps. The only question was margin of victory.
Yes, we had our over-under on Friday. You set the over-under line at 1.5 seconds. I took the over. Mm-hmm. You took the under. And he beat him by 1.43 seconds. God damn it.
I've never cheered so hard for runner-up. Just run through the line. Just run through the line.
And it wasn't like the guy in second wasn't McCall wasn't like chasing for second. Like he already was guaranteed second.
He could have eased up a little more.
He could have eased up so much, which is what I thought. Like, why does he need to lean for a 741 versus 742?
Yeah.
If he would have known that I was on the side of like 1.5, he probably would have realized, hey, I can put the brakes down a little bit.
But still, he was there.
You got lucky.
No.
Can you admit you got lucky?
But he was there with 150 to go.
Yeah.
The margin was way smaller. So it was indicative of the race. I thought the margin of victory.
Okay.
Do you read anything into Jakob's performance here? We've had 3 indoor races for him now, right? Leven, and then now these 2 at Euro indoors.
No, I think he's, based on his expectations, he's kind of just met them. Mm-hmm. He hasn't exceeded them for sure. I think if he broke a world record, that would be an exceeding of an expectation. But for what he did, he showed that like, hey, I'm still in the prime of my career. I'm still fit. I'm still able to go on the starting line and be the guy that everyone wants to be. Mm-hmm. And he hasn't showed any signs of stepping, like backtracking. What's the word? Not stepping back. What's a?
Yeah, no, backtracking.
No, not back. No,
backsliding.
No.
Don't know.
Taking a. Oh, God, when like.
Don't worry about it. We're past it. We're moving on. We're gonna talk about Keely Hodgkinson now.
All right, let's talk about Keely.
She rolled. She did what she was supposed to do. And when you talk about athletes whose stock improved the most indoors, and we'll have that discussion later on, I think she's got to be on that list. This was just such a composed 158. The back half of the race, like she just put her foot on the gas, and she looked like she could assert her will. She could end this race whenever she wanted to, and she decided to do it over those last couple laps and just looked so in control running 158.
Look at this graphic. The European Athletics graphics department.
Shout out to them.
On one. Look at this. Like the little blend of the national flag with the time. You kind of can't find the 158 time.
I like it though.
In the graphic.
I like that the time is in the graphic though.
Yeah, but time is like hidden. Like you don't know where to look. It's like, where is it? Because it's white on a little bit of white.
You learned a lot about graphics last week. I would say this is a good graphic.
I feel like they should have put the time where the word champion is.
Nah, champion's more important. Time's for the diehards, the nerds who are really gonna study the graphic and find every single part of it.
I love that they have on the graphic 800 meters, just in case.
Yeah, no, we got it.
Because some people are like, what did she win? Did she win the 60 hurdles? I don't know. What's a 158.66? Is that a 3K time? I don't know. I need to be told it's 800 meters.
The caption is correct though. Never in doubt. That's a great way to put it.
It was never in doubt.
Never in doubt. Yeah. I mean, just totally a level above everybody else. I think we agree there's only one woman right now in the world who can beat her right now. And that's the thing, Mo. She's not competing in the European Indoor Championship. So Hodgkinson just running with a high level of confidence right now. Let's move on. This was an entertaining race. The men's 400.
This is probably the one I was probably most excited to watch.
Well, because we thought, hey, Warholm maybe cracks 45 seconds, but also he's not a 400-meter runner, so maybe someone could pull an upset. He goes out in 20.84 for the first 200. We all know Warholm as an aggressive starter when there's hurdles. And when he doesn't have hurdles, this is what I imagine is going on in his head when he does the first 200 with no hurdles. Whee! Like he's just so excited that there's nothing in his way. But then reality set in on the back half, starts to slow, and then really ties up and almost gets caught in the final strides. His quote was, I was just fighting my ass off to save myself, and I am just very happy it was gold today. So Watrin of Belgium was like right there on that final stride. But I think one of the most entertaining races of the whole weekend.
Didn't he also say something in his post-race interview that he's looking to do more open 400s?
I like that. I know you're interested in that, right?
Yeah. Because I know, like, he won 45 low. The guy, what's the world record he ran?
45. Yeah, 45.
It feels like he should be faster.
Yeah, but this is what when you go out in 20.8 though, this is what happens. But if he does it more, I think he's going to settle into a open 400-meter race pattern, because then there's an indoor race pattern too, which is totally different because you're worried about being clean at the break, right? So this is a tough one to master. I admire his aggressiveness over the first 200.
Like, it just feels like he should be able to. I mean, I guess indoor you're not going to run 43 seconds into. But what do you think he can run fresh? Because we've had a few times when he's run a fresh 400, like at a Diamond League, and he runs like nothing mind-blowing. It's very like, that doesn't make sense.
44.87 is the PB.
Yeah, like 44.87, like that's less than a second faster than his hurdle PB.
A little bit more, 45.94.
Okay, just about a second faster.
Yeah.
He should be able to run a 43.9.
43.9? Yeah, you could convince me of that. But the problem is when he's in shape to run the 45.9 and the 400 hurdles, he's not also doing the 400. He's doing the 400 3 weeks later.
Okay.
When he's coming down off the peak. Also, the way he runs those hurdles races, it's like, again, I know it matters. It slows him down, but he just runs them with such aggressiveness. There's 400-meter hurdle runners who are going to translate really well to the quarter, and then there's some 400-meter hurdle runners who it's clear that is their event, right? Contrast this to Rai Benjamin. Who's better in the open quarter, Warholm or Benjamin? You'd say Benjamin, right?
Yeah.
And maybe it's just because of reps and running all those open quarters. Also, Benjamin has run really strong 200-meter times. But just some people adapt better to the hurdles than others. And obviously, there's a huge technical element in it as well that makes it more complicated. But I agree with you. I'd love to see him run more. I think he has a misleading PB in the open quarter. I could see him low 44s at the very least, if not maybe even sneaking into the high 43s, because running a 45.9 with barriers, it's crazy.